Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Techie Code Buddy. I hope you all are doing extremely well and your TCS exam preparation is also going well. Well guys, in this video we are going to solve some previous year questions of verbal ability that were previously asked in TCS NQT exam. And these questions are going to be really helpful for you if you will prepare from these questions because sometimes questions do repeat and the pattern is almost same every year, right? So that's why. But the thing is, you need to manage your time, you need to practice a lot so that next time when you see the same type of question you can easily solve that type of question, right? So without wasting your time, let's get started. So some questions I have directly taken the screenshot of from the portal, but some questions I have written down on my presentation so that it will be clear to you, right? Because the picture is quite blurred, that's why I have taken the like written questions. Let me show you after that. Yeah, from here I have taken the written. All right. So without wasting your time, let's get started. Okay, so first of all, I would recommend you to pause the video and try to solve the questions on your own and check the answer, right? If you are sure that yes, you have solved the correct, you need to check your answer. And if your answer was wrong, check why it was wrong and just understand the concept and then move forward, right? So this is the very first question. One part of the sentence below may contain an error. Identify the part. If there is a no error, then choose no error, right? So this is our sentence and it is divided in three parts. We need to identify in which part the error is. If there is no error, so we need to mark the no error. Suma told she would answer all the calls later. So the error is in. Pause the video and identify in which part the error lies. Right. So the error is in this first part. Suma told she would answer all the calls later. Now, why the error is and what's the error? See, if you remember when we solved direct and indirect speech, so while converting direct speech into indirect speech, when we got set to, so that set to will be converted into told, right? And that told need to be represented with an objective, otherwise that, right? So Suma told that she would answer, that will be correct. Otherwise, Suma told me or Suma told her or him, etc. There should be an object. Or otherwise, there should be that. But here, if we see in our sentence, there is no any kind of object and no any kind of that. Right? That's why here the error lies and the option number one will be the correct answer. I hope it is clear to you. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, so the second question is, this type of question is kind of favorite of TCS, right? Every year they must ask at least two or three questions, right, from this type of questions. So for the four sentences, S1 to S4 paragraph below, sentence S1 and S4 are given. So as we can see that there will be four sentences, S1, S2, S3 and S4, right? And here it is given that S1 and S4 are given and they are fixed. Now we need to, among these options, from these options PQR, we need to identify, we need to find out two correct statements that would be fitted here and then that will be a meaningful paragraph. So we need to find out those two statements among these three statements, right? So here S1 and S4 are fixed, then we need to analyze. All right. So the statement first is, can we imagine carrying objects that are 10 times heavier than our own body weight? So it's kind of hypothetical situation we are imagining, we are visualizing, right? So as we are talking about some imagination, some hypothetical situation, in next sentence, we should continue this process either by taking some example or either by taking some imagination or something like that, but the next statement would be in the continuation of this, right? Now if we come here in the last part, S4, this is because of their small body size, it enables them to use fewer muscles to carry their own body and more to carry bigger loads. So in that fourth statement, we can see that here we are talking about a particular entity or a set of entities who are capable of doing so. What doing so? Like will carry to bigger loads of their body weight, right? So there must be some entity or a entity set who is capable of doing so. That means we need to give an example of that entity set, right? So next statement 2 should be among from these. Let's have a look here on options. So option number 1 is, after that, can we imagine carrying objects that are 10 times heavier than our body, that our own body weight. Okay, ants however are able to carry or pull objects much heavier than their own body weight. See, this can possibly the next statement, but the thing is here it is something which is in the contradictory of something, right? However, because we are using however, that means we have said something, then we are saying however this is what, right? So it is something contradictory. So before this there should be something. That means there either should be q or either should be r, right? Now, if we see, can we imagine carrying objects that are 10 times heavier than our own body weight? One would assume that they have strong muscles that enable them to have more strength than humans. It's not making any sense in continuation of the previous one, right? If we come here, Superman probably could, but it does not seem possible for an ordinary man to do so. See, that's the best fit here. Can we imagine carrying objects that are 10 times heavier than our own body weight? So we are giving kind of one example, or we are giving kind of one scenario that Superman probably could do this, right? So R would be the next answer. Then here for S3, what should be the next? We were talking about a possible set of entity. Here, if we see that, if we give examples after that Superman probably could, but it does not seem possible for an ordinary man to do so. Ants, however, so now we are contradicting the statements, right? Ants, however, are able to carry or pull objects much heavier than their own body weight. This is because of their small body size. Small what ants are in small body size. Simple. So this is the continuation of the previous one. So we can see that RP will be the correct statement and option number B will be the right one. Right. I hope it is clear to you. So this is how you have to arrange the pattern. First of all, just analyze the pattern and then you have to identify the continuation. And the best part is look for the initiation part, look for the conclusion part, then only you have to infer the analysis, right? Let's move on to the next question. So the next question is, here again we need to fill these two blanks, and three options are given, right? Same type of question again. Just give me a moment. Okay, all right. So the question is, you are going to read a text about the founding of a city. Some sentences are missing from the text. Choose from the list A to C the most appropriate sentence for each gap 1 and 2 in the text. There is one extra sentence that you do not need to use. So again, we have two blanks 1 and 2, and we have three options A, B, C. We need to fill these two blanks with the help of these three options, right? So one will be eliminated, two will be used. All right. So the woodlands were alive with color when William Penn arrived for the first time in 1682. It was late October, still the best time of the year in the Northeast, but he was not there to admire the countryside. He had already given it a name. Of course, it was the same name as that one of the early Christian cities in Asia Minor, which being translated means city of brotherly love. Then blank. Penn borrowed the name from them because it suited perfectly the ideal community he had in mind. All right. So we are talking about the city, right? The woodland were alive with color. William Penn arrived in the first time, and in late October, it was the best time of the Northeast. But he was not there to admire the countryside, although the country was very beautiful at that time, right? When William Penn arrived at that city, at that time the country was so beautiful, so elegant, but that was not his purpose, right? This line is showing that Liam Penn has a specific purpose while visiting that city, right? But he was not there to admire the countryside, right? He has some specific purpose. So in first blank, we need to tell the purpose of that William Penn, right? So if we see the options, there was work to be done, not least finding the right spot for the city that would be the centerpiece of his new colony. So this line is showing the purpose. But let's check further. Maybe we would find something better, right? It had been taken a religious group in England. So it is not showing any purpose. Like this line is not showing any purpose. Before arriving in America, Penn sent a letter to the Indians, which he ended, I am your loving friend. So it's not again making any sense in the continuation of the previous one, and it's not having any kind of purpose. So the purpose is hidden in that first line only, right? So by countrysides, there was work to be done. That means there was some work, there was some purpose to be fulfilled, right? Not least finding the right spot for the city, that would be the centerpiece of the new colony. So after that blank, we need to move forward and we need to check. He had already given it a name. Of course, it was the same name as that of one early Christian cities in Asia Minor, which when translated means city of brotherly love. Now, next, Philip. Penn borrowed the name from them because it suited perfectly the ideal community he had in mind. So it is something city of brotherly love, and some kind of connection is there, right? Let's move further and read options. It had been taken by a religious group in England whose beliefs were similar to those of Quakers for an ideal community that had hoped to establish. Or before arriving in America, Penn sent a letter to the Indians, which he had, I am your loving friend. So if we see that after this, after first blank, he had already given it a name. Of course, it was the same name as that of the city, early Christian cities in Asia Minor, which when translated. So it is something religiously related, right? The next statement is something religiously related, and then the next continuation again would be the religiously related. There had been taken by a religious group in England whose beliefs were similar to those of the Quakers for an ideal community that they hoped to establish, right? So one will be having A, and the two option will be having B. So it would be the correct answer. I hope it is clear to you. Let's move on to the next question. So the next question is, the following sentence pair can be revised into one better sentence. Choose the sentence that is the best revision. Okay, all right. So this is our sentence, and we need to convert this sentence, or we need to change this sentence in a proper manner, or in the best version, right? So the bicycle tire is flat, the bicycle tire is on the bike. See, again and again we are using the bicycle tire, the bicycle tire. Basically, the bicycle tire is the noun, and here we are using as a subject, right? So we don't need to use again and again. We can use the pronoun it, or something related to that bicycle tire, right? So the noun is the bicycle tire. So accordingly, we need to convert it in a best version. Okay, let's see the options. The bicycle tire is on the bike and the bicycle tire is flat. So again and again, same meaning, the bicycle tire, the bicycle tire. So it will be eliminated because that's what we don't want to use again and again. So that's why this option will be eliminated. The next is the flat bicycle tire is on the bike. So it is somewhat related to, or it is somewhat close to the correct answer. So we will mark, right? We will mark that we need to check further, right? The next is, on the bike, the bicycle tire there is flat. So it is not grammatically correct. Okay, all the prepositions, all the noun, pronoun, all are distorted and they are not in a proper manner. This is not grammatically correct. Move on to the fourth one. The bicycle tire that is flat is on the bike. See, option number two is a kind of correct option only. But if we talk about more specificity, right, more expressiveness, more clarity, so option number fourth will be the correct one. The bicycle tire that is flat. We are specifying the quality here. The adjective properly will be used, that the bicycle tire that is flat is on the bike. So this option number four is clearly defining the meaning. There is no any kind of ambiguity, right? For an example, if I use this option number B as the correct option, so it would rather show some kind of ambiguity. For example, if I say, give me the red book. So maybe the red book may be the title of some book, right? Red book can be the title of any book. Or maybe I'm talking about, give me that book which is in the red color and is lying on the table or something like that. So I'm specifying, I'm talking about all the qualities of that particular book, right? So the more I'm specifying, the more clear the explanation is, or the more clear the scenario is. So that's why option number four will be the correct answer, right? So let's move on to the next question. Okay. So now we need to find out that reading comprehension. So for this video, I have taken a kind of mid-level this what is reading comprehension paragraph. But what I'm planning is, I will make one short video for reading comprehension, where I will take three reading comprehensions along with all the rules and shortcut tricks to solve this reading comprehension. Okay, after telling you all the rules and shortcut tricks, I will solve that small level reading comprehension, then mid level, and then the large paragraph we will be solving. And one by one, we will apply all the rules on those exercises. And that one shot video will be more than enough for every exam, not only for TCS. So, what are your opinion about this reading comprehension one shot video? Let me know in the comment section. If you will have the wish to have it, I will upload very soon, right? So, all right. So this paragraph was asked, I guess in 2022. This was asked in that exam, right? Now, in an effort to win his son from a life of privileges and luxuries, a Gujarati diamond merchant and proprietor of a Surat-based Indian rupees 6,000 crore company persuaded his only son to go on to Kochi incognito and survive on odd jobs for a month. Okay, so there was a man who was a diamond merchant in Gujarat, right? So he had kind of 6,000 crore property and like so, and he sent his son to do a job for a month, right? Like even his son has all the privileges of life and all the luxuries he have, still that the father of that son, or we can say the merchant, the diamond merchant, sent his son in the local areas that go and take a job. Okay, now Drabya Dholakia, 21, doing an MBA in the US and on a holiday in India, arrived in Kochi on June 21, three pairs of clothes and Indian rupee 7,000. So only 7,000 rupee he had, and only three pairs of shoes, sorry, clothes he had. The name of the boy is Drabya Dholakia, who is 21 years old and pursuing MBA in US. Now now has come in India for holidays, and in India he is in the Kochi, right, for a month kind of. So his father instructed that these 7,000 rupees should be used in the emergency only. All right. I gave him three conditions. Like the father is telling that I have gave him three conditions. I told my son that he needs to work to earn his money, and he could not work uh, at a place for more than a week. All right. So one place, 1 week he will be working, and he has to earn money for his life, right? That he cannot use his father's identity, nor use the mobile phone, nor that 7,000 rupees. So there are three conditions: that one place, 7 days, right, for a job, and he would not tell that his father is that rich man or Gujarati diamond merchant, etc. So he cannot use the identity of his father for getting a job or for getting some money or something like that. And also the third condition is that he cannot spend the 7,000 rupees, right, until and unless he is not facing an emergency. And also after 1 month he can spend those money when he is hitting with some emergency, but before 1 month he cannot use. So these are the three conditions, right? Now, uh, no university can teach you these life skills except experience, said Shabji Dholakia. All right, so that means that rich merchant name is Shabji Dholakia. Sorry. Proprietary of Hare Krishna Diamond Exports. All right. Drabya accepted the challenges, and it was decided that he would go to a place he was not familiar with and where the language would be new to him and search for a job. He decided to come to Kochi as he did not know Malayalam and Hindi is not commonly spoken there, said Dholakia. All right. So the son decided that he will go to a place where he is completely new, and even he don't know the local language of that place. So he decided to go into Kochi as he was not familiar with Malayalam and Hindi is not familiar with the Kochi people. Right now, for 5 days, I had no job on proper place to stay. So now this time the son is telling that for 5 days I had no job or proper place to stay, or it should be stay. Right. I was frustrated as I was rejected at 60 places. I understood what is rejection and the value of a job in these few days, said Dravya. So now Dravya is facing the life struggle. He is facing with all the ups and downs and 60 rejections, and ultimately he is into the frustration of the life, and the life is teaching his lessons, right? Who lied to his employer that he is a class 12 student born in a poor family in Gujarat. All right. Dravya Dholakia worked at a bakery, call center, a shoe shop, and even McDonald's, earning 4,000 plus a month. So even after working in different places like in bakery, call center, shoe shop, etc., he could only earn 4,000 rupee. I never worried about money, and here I was struggling to get a meal for Indian rupee 40. So he's telling that there was a time then when I never faced any kind of difficulty because he was fulfilled with all the privileges and all the luxuries, right, at his father's home. But now in a new city, in a new place, and where he cannot use his identity, etc., he is facing the problems, and he is facing the problems even for 40 rupee thali, or we can say food, right? Now we have questions. Before leaving for Kochi, Dravya was living a life of. So Dravya is the son of that rich merchant, and his life was fulfilled with all the luxuries and all the privileges, and like everything is sorted there. There is a plenty of resources. There is a plenty of money, right? So option number C will be correct answer according to the passage. Move on to the next question. The next question is Dravya was given some money which he could use only. So the three conditions were there: one place and 7 days of work, and he can use those 7,000 rupees only in the emergency and after a month, right? So the answer would be when he was in extreme hardship to buy a new mobile phone to pay for his meals for 1 month in Kochi. No, for hardships or emergency, the father said that you can use those 7,000 rupee only when you are facing some difficulty, some hardship, some emergency, right? Moving next. Father believed that experience is the best teacher. His son was pampered and spoiled. Universities don't teach anything. His son should take up a job. See, the primary goal of the father was to make his son uh, like to feel the life lessons, to feel what are the actual struggles, right? Not that like he just wanted to make sure that his son should know what the experience is. Experience is the only best teacher in our life. The life is full of hardships. The life is full of struggles and happiness, sadness. All the things will be there. But the thing is, you have to uh, stay focused. You have to keep fighting against with all the things, right? So this option will be eliminated because universities don't teach anything. Father never quoted this thing. Father just said that universities, uh, no university can teach you these life lesson except experience. See, everyone has their own life, and in everyone's life there is some new kind of experiences, right? So maybe I'm having some experiences, you are having some experiences. So the thing is, life only uh, make you feel experiences, right? Not the universities, not any coaching classes, etc. So the main agenda was experience, feeling the experience. The next question is, Kochi was chosen for the experience because in Kochi Dravya knew many people. No, Dravya decided to go where there is no any like the place is completely new and he is not familiar even with the language of that place, right? So knew many people, had his father's friend, had no acquaintances, could get a job, had no acquaintances, right? So Dravya couldn't use any identity because of the conditions, and also that was the decision of his that he would go to a city where he don't know about anyone and even not the local language. So yeah, that's all for today from my side. We will solve these more questions in next video, right? Because the video is quite long this time. So yeah, let's meet in the next video. Till then, bye bye and take care. And I will send this PPT in my Telegram group. So do join the Telegram group. And if you like this video, do hit the subscribe button and share this video with your friends. Let's meet in the next video. Till then, bye bye and take care.